What's up, guys? Bopper the Kid here, back again. How's everybody doing on there? It is Wednesday, the 9th of 2020. Hope everybody's well and safe. We are on the next day of my 30-day superhero challenge. Once again, I have the list right here. Like I said, guys, I'm getting messages, guys, saying, "How did I come up with this?" and things like that. I found this on the internet. And I was just like, okay, this may be a good idea for a series of videos to do on the channel. So, and I've heard a lot of guys even saying like to do more comic themed stuff, you know. So here I am doing this once again. So today on this, it's best supervillain. Oh, okay. We all have our favorite villains. We all have, and it's always been said. That if what makes a good hero, so you got to have a good villain that can stand with that hero. A good hero is nothing without a good villain, right? And over the course of the industry in comics, we have seen many great villains, some that have lasted the test of time since they debuted and still get fundamentally great over time because new writers come along and add new things to them. And then you see some villains that they were only big here, and then they just flutter out. A good example of that would be, to me, I say Doomsday. You know, there's nothing more for Doomsday outside of the fact that he's the man that killed he killed Superman. Okay, Onslaught is another character. Like, okay, outside of that, what else has Onslaught done? Nothing. So, with that being said, who's the best supervillain? That's hard because anybody, you never know. Anybody can be. So, with me, it's just picking one of my all-time favorite. So I will pick one from DC and one from Marvel. With indie comics, it's a lot different, but I think I should throw an indie comic in there too. So I think I will go again 3. So let's start off with Marvel. So first and foremost, that villain would be Victor Von Doom. Dr. Doom, to me, is the quintessential villain in comics, in my opinion. Yes, he is a quote-unquote Fantastic Four villain, but no, he's not a Fantastic Four villain. He's a Marvel villain. He has been a part of every hero in the Marvel universe. Someone, you name a Marvel hero, and I can probably tell you they cross paths with Dr. Doom, including Luke Cage, Shang-Chi, besides characters like the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man. Hell, I remember when Dr. Doom stole one of Spider-Man's spider tracers, and he brought it to the Latvian embassy, and he was trying to figure out how to send the frequency back to find out who Peter was. And him and Black Cat had to break into the Latvian embassy to get it. That's crazy. Dr. Doom he's Iron Man, he's Reed Richards, and he's Doctor Strange. So he's super smart. He's incredibly an engineer, and he knows alchemy and magic. So he's a triple threat. Nobody can tell me any differently that he's not. And that's why he's so revered to this day. He's so revered as a character and as a villain. There's always going to be somebody who loves this guy, and for us as fans, comic wise, they got him down pat. Movie wise, they do not, and it is so important for me to see that character back on the big screen in a better focus. You go back, Julian McMahon's version didn't piss me off as much, but it was just like, That's not Doctor Doom to me. I seen, and then of course that other god awful garbage that we saw in the later that really pissed me off. I've said it before and I'll say it again. When they bring Doctor Doom into the MCU, in my opinion, this is just mine, they should treat him like Vader. Darth Vader. He should have his own theme. Like when he steps into the field on the screen, it should be like, oh shit, like Doctor Doom's here. That is very important to me, that they do Doctor Doom, excuse me, justice. Doctor Doom is one of my all-time favorite villain. Not just villaining, but he's just my all-time favorite villain in comics. I love him. For DC, it's harder. I know people will probably say, oh, Chris, you love Darkseid. I love Darkseid. I love him. But for me, if I'm going to go villain-wise, I'm going Slade Wilson. Deathstroke, to me, is the type of villain I like. I like the type of villain that he is. He's basically anti-Captain America. And pretty much they are similar. They were a part of a project. What I also like about Deathstroke is, as good as he is, he's also has a sense of, he's smart as well. Like his brain works at a different level than the average person. Yeah, he's become more of a he started more like a Teen Titan villain, but he's branched out as well as being a DC villain. Green Arrow has dealt with him, Batman has dealt with him, Superman's dealt with him, and a lot of things you're like, well, he can't really beat Superman, but he outsmarts Superman many times. He uses this just like Doctor Doom. When you have this brains, brawn, you're a threat, and I love that about Slade. I could have picked, of course, Lady Shiva, because I love Lady Shiva too. But sometimes they kind of switch her times, like making her more like she's an anti-hero. Same thing with Slade, but overarching, Slade's a villain. He's no hero. He's no hero. He's no anti-hero. He's a villain. As for indie comic villain, I gotta go simple, gotta go right. The Shredder. Come on, you can't go wrong with the Shredder. Oroku Saki. The Shredder is a indie comic villain because the Turtles are indie comics. They started out, they weren't part of one of the big main two. They were independent. Mirage, then they went to Image, then their license went to Image, and now their license is with IDW. But still, Shredder has always been their overarching villain. That's their arch nemesis. And I know a lot of people kind of get on that, like, what other villain could the Turtles, outside of Shredder, who else is them? There's others, but Shredder is the main villain. And you talk about a threat to the Turtles and Master Splinter and things like that, yeah, Shredder's that person. I remember the first Mirage comic where they fought that famous battle they fought on the rooftops. And basically, this is when the Turtles were not really kid-friendly. They all killed the Shredder. Fight. They fought as one, and I'm talking stabs, cuts. They booted his ass off the roof. But it was all four of them beating him. So, but Shredder's definitely up there. Like Slade, like Doctor Doom. Those are just some of my favorite villains, super villains of all. I could have chosen others, the Saw, Despero, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of Puppet Master too much. He's the one Fantastic Four villain I'm not too fond of. I really can't care less. Like, if they killed him off, I wouldn't be mad about him. So, I love his niece, his stepchild, Alicia, but I don't like him too much. But Doctor Doom is definitely my overarching villain. I know probably a lot of you are gonna say Thanos and things like that, and those are great. Don't get me wrong, but kind of think, guys, like outside of, because those have been really put into the fold now, but there's other villains, super villains out there that are great, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys got to say. And with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed some of my choices. What's yours? And with that being said, it is time I show you guys what is next. Day 10 on the list, favorite superhero couple. So I might have to give you a couple of those as well. But with that being said, guys, you guys take care. Deuces.